Again, we thank you for watching What Works RVA TV, where we highlight people, places, and things. Today we're here with J.D. Young of J&G Consulting. We're here at the Hunting Quarter Baptist Church in Stony Creek, Virginia. Come on, let's go inside. How did this happen with J&G Consulting? I mean, tell me the story.
My family's been in construction business for over 100 years.
Wow.
I'm a low country boy from out in Caroline County, and my family are known for preachers and teachers of the community. For many years, I was with the federal government. I was a federal agent doing protection services, teaching churches how to set up security ministries. As going throughout the country, I would walk through and I would see liability issues. So at that point, I started looking around at the ceiling, the floors, and various trip hazards and things of that nature. I couldn't, in good faith, tell churches, okay, you need to work on your security ministry. However, you got other liability, other issues here that were more prevalent than they really need in security.
Sure.
My wife and I set up J&G Consulting Services so that we could help churches and help communities grow.
There are churches who have desire to grow the facilities, or they have a desire to build a new structure, but have not a clue how they're going to come up with the funds for it outside of asking people to give. You help churches see that there are other options in order to foster the projects that they embark upon. You, your wife, J&G Consulting, you've come up with other things other than just how to build a church.
We have, several cost-saving methods that we utilize. Good example is this facility that we're sitting in. Unfortunately, like a lot of churches do, they had drawings that they had paid for. However, they couldn't afford. This was going to be a little over $1 million facility. It was proposed to knock this particular building down. Well, if they'd have knocked this church down, they would have lost the zoning.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's been very difficult. Not impossible, but it's been difficult for them to build a new facility. So basically what we did, we came in and sat down with the church and the congregation to say, okay, what are your needs? Well, they were going to build a new 10,000 square foot facility. Well, they already had 7,000 square feet. So, okay, well, what are your needs? After we dug into to find out exactly what their needs were, it was more space, fellowship space, and classroom space is what they needed. As we got into that, I said, okay, well, how about if we just build you a new fellowship hall? We had another 2,000 square feet. Now they had 9,000 square feet. A whole lot less than spending $1 million in a new structure.
Now, there's another building attached to this building that's between the sanctuary and the new fellowship hall. Tell us about that whole scenario, if you can.
That was a Negro schoolhouse for Sussex County, for this neighborhood. Maybe, I don't know exact dates, but maybe about 40 years ago, a group of individuals pulled that building out of the woods, rolled it up, and attached it to the church because the church needed additional space at the time. Well, you got a historical church, why are you going to knock it down? That was number one. We're proponents of history.
Yeah.
If we don't tell our story, who will?
Who will?
Okay. If we don't keep our story, it's gone. So at that point, with a historical church, what I've shared with this particular congregation is that now, once you put up your facility, the Negro Schoolhouse, you have the historical church, now we can have a historical marker, which just happened, and we're going to be dedicating that historical marker out front in March. This particular church is the oldest black church in Sussex County. So if we'd have raised it, what would we have? Now they have the historical marker, now they're setting up their 501c3 and being able to have adult programs, children programs, historical programs, various things of that nature with assistance from the government as well.
You know, there are a number of churches are in the situation where this church was, and thinking that there was no real possibility for expanding the facility, realizing that they need to either restore or build new, but just didn't see it manifest as far as funding. J&G Consulting helps churches with that. See that there is great possibility. As long as you have an existing structure, you have land, you can expand. And again, if you want to be a greater service to the community at large, if you're all about expanding the kingdom, then you have to be able to facilitate that, or you have to be able to house those services that the community needs.
So our mission statement is, I know versus I think I know. What is it that you really know? What do you know for sure? And what do you think you know? And so as we started to come together, Jay and I, with our various years of experience in many different areas, we discovered this niche for churches, because many times, especially small African American churches, don't have that set of experience, and so they don't know. So over the years, we saw so many churches being taken advantage of.
We've been speaking with, of course, the owner, J.D. Young, with J&G Consulting, doing a great job here at Hunting Quarter Baptist Church in Stony Creek, Virginia.
To contact J&G Consulting, we have their information available for you here on the bottom of our screen. Again, we thank you for joining us for What Works RVA TV, where we highlight people, places, and things. Join us again next time, where we show you more about what's going on here in the RVA. I'm your host, Cavell Phillips.